When we first met Phil, he and his wife Cynthia were living in a wonderful, whimsical, off-the-grid tiny home. With the addition of a new child, the family has now expanded into not just one, but now 2 tiny homes on wheels. And today, we're going to check them out. G'day Phil, how's it going, mate?
Hey Bryce, nice to see you again.
Great to see you again, and hi Cynthia, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
This home is looking amazing, it's so nice to be back.
Thank you, well it's great to have you again here.
Now, you're in a completely different location now, aren't you?
We moved to Salt Spring here. It's just better weather.
So when we first met you, you just moved into this house, you had both just got married, but a lot has changed since then, hasn't it?
Yes, definitely. We decided to move to Salt Spring actually to have a baby.
Fantastic. So you've gone from 2 in a tiny house to 3 in 2 tiny houses now.
Yep. So the baby got received in that house and now got born in that house.
So you actually gave birth to your child in the tiny house?
In his bedroom, yeah.
That's lovely.
It was beautiful.
Talk to me about what that transition was like, going from life in the tiny house with the 2 of you to then growing in and adapting to life with a little one.
I have to say it's been pretty easy. It's flowing really well between 2 homes and feels quite luxurious to have this extra space because we've been for years living in this one home together, just the 2 of us, and now, you know, keeping the same mindfulness of living simply but expanding with a bit more space.
Having like one base home to start and then be able to grow more rooms in a way around it with every child. It's a concept I always liked, you know, start with like a small house and add a room for every child. So
I just think that's such a great idea. And then when the kids are old enough, they can actually take their home with them, right?
Well, we'll see about that, yeah.
Now, I want to go into the home soon, but first, let's talk about everything else that's going on around here because there's some cool landscaping that's happened, and I see that you've managed to get off the grid with a new solar setup.
Yeah, so when we arrived, it was kind of more like a gravel pile parking lot style. So we kind of pushed around a lot of gravel and built a little retaining wall back there to make a little garden space. And I upgraded my solar panels just to have more power. And now I don't have the water like in Tofino, and I guess the human power, there's no time left. being a papa, no time to create energy. So
No time to cycle to charge those batteries.
No time to cycle. So the solar is just doing its job. I don't have to do anything, no maintenance, and it runs in the summer pretty much everything we need.
And you've got chickens now too.
We have chickens.
We got some chickens. Actually, we brought the breed over from Tofino, from
Oh, really?
where we were living before. It's just
Yeah.
a really nice little breed. It's a jungle fowl. It's the wolf to the chickens. And yeah, we built a little chicken coop, and it's all like recycled materials from other building sites and pretty much a free chicken coop.
I think they're pretty happy in there.
Happy chickens.
Happy chickens, happy eggs. I like it a lot. Well, I'm definitely keen to have a look inside the new house, but first, can we check out the old one and just see what's changed?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's do it. This place is looking amazing.
Thank you.
It's just so nice to be back in here again because when I first visited this house, I was immediately struck by all of the wonderful artistic elements that you'd put into it. And walking in, I'm just hit by them all over again.
Well, thank you. I mean, living with that forms, you know, this natural wood, it's a pleasure every day.
I have to say, yeah, living in this house for even after so many years, it never gets boring. You never really get used to how beautiful every little detail is.
Yeah. How long have you been living in this home now?
Well, I feel like it's 4 years, a little bit more than 4 years.
And so before having the baby and before having the additional house, talk to me about what life was like in this tiny house and how things were working out for you.
It's been pretty easeful living together in such a tiny space. It's become our normal, really. I find our kitchen very spacious and easy to use, and everything flows really well. Even though it is such a small space, we do have a bedroom and a hangout spot and a kitchen and an office, so it kind of feels like there's some separation if we need to be doing our own thing. It's been really good, actually.
And there is the new edition of the high chair now. This was not here before.
Yeah, so there are a few
Things.
baby items. I mean, this is a high chair, so he can eat with us on the table. And we got a little toy bowl back there with a few toys. And other than that, the house, I think, is more spacious with the new house, being able to have a little bit more storage. It feels good living that long in a tiny house, and I couldn't imagine life any other way.
Me neither.
Yeah, I think one of the things about having kids as well is, especially when they're so young, they don't take up a lot of space, do they?
No, we haven't needed much stuff really. And there's a lot of crawling and practicing walking and tasting everything. You don't really need that many toys, and we don't need much more than we had before, really.
Well, it's lovely to see this house again. I'm so glad that it's worked out so well for you for so long, and I'm very keen to check out the other one. Should we take a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
All right. So again, with this tiny house, you've gone for a very similar whimsical style, haven't you?
Yeah, I really like the shingles. It's a material, after trying a couple different materials, what I really like the most. I think it just has a very good feel to it.
What size is this tiny house?
This is a 16-foot trailer, but I have some bump outs on both sides, and it makes it feel way bigger.
These bump outs are really nicely done as well. The way that you've met them all with the shingles, and there's some pretty interesting angles going on there.
Yeah, I feel like always the thing with tiny houses is it looks like a box often. And I want to get this tiny house a feel of a house, and having some depth to the house and building this overhang and the bump out makes it feel more like a house.
Cool, well, should we take a look inside?
Let's go for it.
This place is so cool. Again, there's just all of your artistic style in here with the driftwood and these really cool light fittings. It's great to see that you've done those in the house as well.
Yeah, I mean, the real artist is nature. I mean, this tree grows forever and gets washed by the wind and the weather and the ocean, and then I find it, and this is found actually by Cynthia, this piece for the stairs, and then I just have to put it in place. Easy as that.
Beautiful.
Let it shine.
I really like that concept. The real artist is nature. That's a very humble way of putting it. I like that. And it's really nice how you've continued that driftwood theme in with the crib as well.
Yeah, I was really pleased when Phil made this bed, actually. And sure enough, I just let Phil go ahead with his artistic version of what a baby bed would look like. And this is the outcome. I find it so beautiful. And our child really loves it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do have a sleeping loft upstairs in this one as well, don't you?
Yes, that's our sleeping loft upstairs.
Yeah. But that's not being used right now, I'm guessing.
So the way we've set up the space is right now Ren and I are sleeping together. He still needs me a lot at nighttime for nursing, and so it's easy for me to navigate that being this close to him. And when he's old enough to sleep on his own and have a bit more separation, he'll have his own bed, and this will turn more into his bedroom with not such a big bed area, and then Phil and I would have our bedroom upstairs. At the moment, we're both co-sleeping down here, and because he still wakes a lot, Phil is sleeping in the other house.
Nice,
to
man.
allow him proper sleep.
You get off easy on
Work-
that one.
work-
Then.
Yeah, I get my man cave.
Well, he has to get up for work every day, so.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of young dads that'd be pretty jealous about that setup.
You do get restful nights, don't
Yeah,
you?
that's right. Lucky.
And then tell me what's going on down this side.
Yeah, on this side of the house, we got another little ladder to climb up, as well as a change table, what was actually designed to be a kitchen. And then on the other end, we have a bathtub. And here behind this beautiful heart is our composting toilet.
It's so nice how you've created this little nook for the composting toilet. Nice timber work here. And it really is just so cool the way that this space is totally future-proofed. Right now it's a nappy changing table, but yeah, one day this is ideally set up for a kitchenette, and this home could so easily become self-contained.
Yeah, it's good to have options open for the future.
Yeah. And so up above us here we've got the storage loft as well.
Yeah, so that's a storage loft. It's pretty nice with the stairs.
Yeah, I do really like how you've done these stairs. It's quite nice how it's kind of integrated with the shelving, and you've got the driftwood again to create nice handholds.
Yeah, and this piece of wood has actually a perfect handle right here. It grew just to be a handle, I guess.
It grew to be a handle, huh? And heating in here, you've got the marine stove.
Yeah, this gas stove works great.
Yeah, nice. And then upstairs we've got the sleeping loft.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's do it. Lovely sleeping loft. And again, you've got this really wonderful feature with the light fitting. I love the way that you incorporate the driftwood and create these really nice direct and indirect lighting features in your home with the driftwood.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can find in nature. And that's for me the beauty of a tiny house, that I still can have a little room to play.
Yeah. So how long have you been living in this setup as it is now?
Well, since our child was born, mostly, so about 7 months.
And talk to me about the design of this tiny house and how that's all working out with the little one especially.
It's working out perfectly, in my opinion. He has a bedroom, and we get to co-sleep in a really comfortable way. Yeah, it feels spacious enough for him to be able to move around and practice crawling and climbing on things and standing up. And there's enough storage as well in this house for, you know, his clothes and diapers and a few toys. So it's been feeling really good. It flows really well, and it's nice to have two homes too. Creates a little bit of separation for downtime.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like having two rooms, and the transition between the rooms is just a piece of nature. It's like going outside, weather's changing, sunny, rainy, sometimes snowy, and that's always, it can be an adventure, especially with the snow sometimes, but it's enriching life, I think. And I also feel like this tiny house contributes a lot to more life comfort with having the indoor toilet and a bathtub.
Yeah.
It's just, I think, especially a bathtub is necessary for having a child.
And what was the cost of building the second tiny house extension?
Pretty much like the first. I mean, I think I didn't spend more than 20,000 on that, probably.
Wow. And I mean, that again speaks to your skill level as a builder and also your ability to find a lot of salvaged materials and use a lot of found and reclaimed materials, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this number 20,000 doesn't include my work time. If I put a number to that, then it gets higher.
Yeah. And with the rent and everything here on the property, how's that all working out for you?
It's good. I mean, it's affordable compared to a normal house. I think financially it puts way less pressure on us to live the way we do. And I feel this living tiny allows me to have more time. Like, I actually work less and have to make less money. I just have way more time to be with my family and be a good father. And that's very important to me, to be a good father.
It's great to feel comfortable, yeah, and to feel like we have enough. I actually often feel like we live very abundantly, even though it is such a small space. I mean, it just feels really right for us.
Yeah, I think we're humans. We're very adaptable creatures, and we definitely adapt to space quite easily. I feel we have plenty of space, and if we need more, well, we'll make more.
Well, I really think what you've created here is just so special. And in what you've created here, you've built in so many options for the future. And I am really excited to visit you again, hopefully in the next few years, and see how your family has continued to grow and evolve. Thank you so much for sharing your home again with me.
Thank you, Bryce.
It was lovely having you.
It is so wonderful for me to see Phil and Cynthia and the way that their home has grown and expanded with their family. The addition of this completely separate second tiny house has just given them so many options, and I think it really goes to show the way that this way of life can expand and potentially even contract when necessary. Maybe one day this tiny house will be a completely self-contained home that their young son will be able to take away to college. Who knows? The possibilities are endless, but the amazing thing is that this family is able to do it together. They've created a wonderful and inspiring way of life here, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds for them.